what's up? Welcome back to another monthly reset. It's about to be April, which means we've pretty much just finished up the first quarter of 2023. And that's just wild to me. I was not ready. I just truly feel like time is flying, but that's why we're here to reset for another month. If you're new here, I do these monthly resets, largely inspired by my friend here on YouTube, Carter Sullivan. Usually I do these at my desk, but I just felt like I wanted a more chill vibe today. Change things up a little bit for myself during this reset. So I welcome you to get your coffee, your tea, a snack, whatever it is that you enjoy drinking or doing while you reset. Let's get into it. First, let's get into March monthly goals and reflection and see how I did. 2023 is a year of self-love, healing, and purpose. So the first section we're going to reflect on is health and wellness. So for health and wellness, I had the goal to wake up at 8 a.m. every single day. That did not happen, so we're not gonna cross that off. I also had the goal to work out 3 days per week. I will say that the first couple of weeks of the month, that did happen, and then I got really sick. And if you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, you definitely should, you'll keep up with me more and kind of like know what happens in my life day to day, because I do give you guys updates pretty often. So I was out for a couple of weeks. I messed up my thumb. I sprained it actually. Needless to say, I did not meet that goal, but it's okay. To walk 6,000 steps on average. So looking at my health app, it looks like on average I walked about 5,300 steps. So I did not meet the 6,000 steps on average. Run once per week. I am going to cross that off because I did technically run one time, like 3 out of the 4 weeks. I definitely did not run when I was sick. So there were a couple of weeks in there, I will say, and give myself a little pat on my back, that I did really good before I hurt myself and all of that. I was doing really good. So even though I didn't necessarily meet the monthly goals, I will say on a weekly basis, I did a really good job. It's important to reflect for ourselves, because sometimes like checking the box off or not might make you feel a certain way, which is why I always stress giving yourself grace, because it's important to keep everything in mind. Like, be very holistic with the way that you look at your goals. At least that's what I try to do, personal and professional. So I really wanted it to publish 2 videos per week. I will say recently I have been getting back in the groove of things and actually posting things how I want to post things, which is consistently. So I'm going to say yes, just because I've done so much better this month than I did in the past 2 months. Let me just say, y'all, first quarter was tough for me. Mental health issues, personal life issues. One day I'll probably get into it, but that's not going to be today. Let's just say it's been rough. So I'm proud of myself just for like getting things done and like still progressing when it comes to whether it be health and wellness, professional, personal, etc. So I'm very proud of myself. I also had a goal to take a course on project management. Listen, that's more of a quarterly goal, I would say, than a monthly goal, because the way that things are changing at work for me right now, like I'm working my detail. I recently talked about it in a recent work vlog, so if you haven't seen that, go check that out so you know the tea, so you're up to date. But in that job, I have distinct duties from what I do in my job as an economist, so I haven't really been focused on project management. I also had a goal to go to church every Sunday at 9 a.m. I don't know why I was so specific, but the point of this intention was really to get more consistent with my faith. I have been going to church every Sunday, and I do feel like I've been incorporating God more into my daily routine. So I'm gonna check that off. But again, I think it's so important to look at things holistically, because I also recognize that I've been more consistent on YouTube again, which takes up a lot of time. Started therapy. I've been going to therapy consistently. Like, that's not on here, but I just want to make this a part of my monthly reflections on my intentions, because I want it to be known that even though maybe I don't list every single thing on here and maybe I don't cross everything off, that's completely okay, because sometimes we accomplish things that weren't even on our list to begin with. So that's like, I guess, how I try to show myself grace. So for financial, my goal was to invest 5% of my paycheck into an additional investment account. So I had a conversation about this last monthly reset. I did increase the percentage that I invest out of my paycheck into my retirement account from like 10% to 20 ish percent. So I will check that off. To max out my Roth IRA for 2022, pretty much just needed to transfer funds from my savings to my Roth IRA, which I did. And then to reset my business finance spreadsheet and collabs tracker, I definitely upgraded my business finance spreadsheet that I have made for myself, and I like how it looks. I'm going to continue testing it out and tweaking it, and maybe one day if you guys are interested, let me know down below if you want to see a template for that, because I currently have shared my goal setting template as well as my budget template, and y'all have loved those. And again, thank you for supporting me, and I'm so glad that those were helpful for y'all. And then my last financial goal was to agree to 2 brand deals for March, and looking at my business tracker, I agreed to 3 brand deals. So I definitely was blessed this month, because everything good that comes my way, I truly believe is always because of God's will, and I always want to give him the glory. Even though I definitely work hard and have worked so hard to get to where I am, I just want to always be open about that. I give all glory to God because I truly think that he allows amazing things and opportunities to come my way. Accomplished that goal. I'm not going to go into the book tracker because I haven't read any books yet. Going down to the milestones section in my goals and intentions tracker, I have been keeping track of my subscribers. So my starting subscribers for March was 63,593, and I'm ending with 64,922, which is, I think, a pretty good increase, considering that I really wasn't posting consistently like the past couple of months. And so with YouTube, as soon as you ever take a break more than like a week or 2, it can really mess up the algorithm and like how often you're recommended. So I just thank God that there was an increase at all. And then with that, this month I'm grateful for feeling content with my brand and with my YouTube right now. There's like ebbs and flows with YouTube, and as a content creator, sometimes it's really easy to fall into comparison, and even comparison with yourself. You know, there's times where you're growing so much, and then other times where maybe you're losing subscribers or you're not getting as many views. And right now I just feel very content and blessed with where I am, and just really grateful, and I'm really happy about that because I don't feel like sad or disappointed or frustrated. I just feel content. I'm grateful for that. So with that said, now I'm gonna set new goals for April. First, I need a little drink of water. Let's get into April goals. We're just gonna speed right through these. For health and wellness, I want to follow a consistent morning routine. I have started doing like a very consistent dental hygiene routine. I'm just trying to be more consistent with it, and I have went through like a rabbit hole on TikTok looking up routines from like dermatologists and dentists about how to best take care of your teeth. I just wanted to optimize my routine for myself so that it started to feel more like self-care. I want to continue to work out 3 days per week. I want to walk 6,000 steps on average. That's like my hope, what I'm going to aim for. And if I do better than that, awesome. I want to go for a hike somewhere new. I haven't gone hiking in so long, but since it's officially spring, what better time than now to start going for hikes? And I know like my boyfriend loves going for hikes too. It'll be a fun little like thing to look forward to do together in the spring. So for personal and professional, I want to continue to publish 2 videos per week. I know a lot of these goals and intentions are kind of the same, but I'm all about consistency, and the only way to build consistency is to continue with the same intentions and building upon healthy habits. So that's what I'm aiming for. I also want to complete this really exciting interview that I'm going to do for my work detail that I'm currently in, and then I also want to write that paper for work because there's only a limited time before I go back to being part-time with this detail and doing kind of like a hybrid mix of working the detail that I'm in, which is the new job, and my old job because they need me to do this analysis for the quarterly publication. It's a whole thing. I go over it in the work vlog, so definitely go watch that if you haven't already. I want to continue to go to church every Sunday. Oh, and actually I also added now that I want to sign up for a group at church because I know that I want to get more involved and really work on building a community, and the only way to do that is to get involved. And the cool thing about my church is they have like a dinner group where you can like learn and talk about your faith together, but also go somewhere to eat together, which are like 2 of my favorite things. Okay, quality time and good food, I'm there. For financial, I want to continue investing 20% into my traditional and Roth IRA. And then I want to start planning my next product slash merch. I have several ideas in so little time, so I need to just focus on one. Like for example, I talked about creating a template for a creator template, like business template, budget template for creators. I wanted to do like a planner or notebook or notepad for the longest time, ever since I started doing productivity videos. So that's another one. I've also wanted to do like another merch item, and I haven't done that. So I need to choose and like maybe pray about it and see what feels right for me, like what I should try to do next and do that. I also want to get a business credit card. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go through Chase because I love their credit cards. If you don't have the Sapphires rewards card, what are you doing? You definitely should get it. You can pretty much get discounted flights and hotels always, which is awesome, but I need to get one for my business. But those are my goals for April. And with that, let's get to the part that a lot of you are probably looking forward to, which is my monthly budgets and what I spent in March. I went through the expense tracker and I listed every single expense that I made. Some of you messaged me and told me that you were running out of lines to put things, and I just want to kind of share a tip that if you, for example, here on March 3rd, I put the total of eating out at 3 different places as one line item because the summation of all of those line items was just so small. Like Starbucks, I spent $5 or something, and it only turned out to be $24. So instead of having to type it in as 3 different line items that were all just gonna be the same category under dining out, instead I just summed up the total of the 3 that all happened within the same like 24 hours anyway. And then in the description, this is why I put a description section, because that kind of gives you a lot more flexibility. I just wrote that it was for Costco, Taco Bell, and Starbucks. So anyway, that's just a tip in order to use less lines. And another thing, if you want to add lines because maybe you still ran out of space regardless, all you have to do is select like the last 10 lines. I suggest the last 10 because there's some formulas that are hidden that you might mess up if you get too close to this, or if you copy up here. Just don't mess with that because it can get messy. So let's say even like the last 5 or so lines, double click and then click insert 5 rows above, and then you're gonna take this most recent one, grab this dot and just drag it down, and you're gonna do that for this one as well, so that way any formulas that are related to it as well as the formatting will get dragged down into those new cells, and you shouldn't have any issues if you do it this way, because that is how I've been doing it. But if you have any issues, like always, just message me or comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Now that we got through that, so the first thing that I did was keep track of all of my expenses in the expense tracker. Let's take a look at my monthly expense summary. So as you can see, the biggest category that I spent in was health and wellness, and that's because I actually had to get a night guard, which cost more than $500 because I'm paying out of pocket. Not fun, but something that I need, and it's for my health. And so that's something that I've learned as I get older. You cannot put those things off, because if you do, it will just cost more in the long run. I grind my teeth a lot at night, and if I don't have a night guard, I'm just gonna continue losing my teeth, and then that's gonna cause me to need more fillings and possibly veneers, and that costs thousands of dollars. So it's just better to pay $500 for a night guard, wear it every night, and protect my teeth so they last as long as possible, and I can prolong the need for any of those other things. So that was a big chunk. And then the next one was dining out. I've said this before and I'll say it again, I will never regret dining out, especially with friends, with my partner, because those are experiences. I love food. I do consider myself a foodie, so I ate out a lot, and I had friends come visit from North Carolina, so that was kind of like a special thing that happened this month, which caused me to eat out a little bit more at places that are a little bit more expensive than I would usually eat. It was all in good fun and all within my budget. So I spent 15% on dining out. I only spent about 4% on food delivery, which if you've been following me for a while, you know that that is actually really good, because I used to spend a lot of money on Grubhub, but I made it my goal, just my intention for the year, that if I'm gonna eat out, I might as well eat out, like pay not only for the food but like the experience as well. So I think I've been doing a pretty good job at that, and I'm pretty proud of myself. And then after, I also spent a lot of money on shopping. I will say probably this is a mixture of business shopping, home and office shopping, things like that, like I bought cleaning supplies, things for my shower, etc. But I just kind of put it all into one category because I didn't want to go in and have to look at all of my receipts to do that for this video, especially since I'll probably have to do that specifically for my business tracker since I'm gonna need that done for my taxes. So I'm just pointing that out. This isn't necessarily super accurate in the shopping department. For coffee, it says I only spent less than 1%. And that's because if you watch my videos, you know I make my lattes here pretty much every single day. And if I do go out for coffee, I would rather do that with like a friend or like to treat myself. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been getting my favorite drink from Starbucks, which is a strawberry matcha. It's so good. So that is my monthly expense summary. So with my budget tracker, it's important to fill out the expenses as accurately as possible so that you can see your monthly expenses summary. And then we'll auto-populate your categories with the total that you actually spent. So all you do is copy this, paste it, but when you paste it, make sure that you paste special and only paste the values because you don't want to paste the whole thing with the formula. So just the values, and that's what I did here. Now it's all done for you. As long as you take the time to do your expenses and categorize them, then all of the categories that you put up here in your variable expenses will automatically show up here. Like you never want to type anything in this monthly expenses summary. You only want to type the category names here. And this should always auto-populate here as well so that you can select the appropriate category. My budget was $2,400 and I spent $2,900, and it's so interesting just to see like where I thought I was going to spend the most money versus where I actually did. So I thought I was going to spend $700 on travel because I had to buy my flights and my hotel to Las Vegas, but because I have the Chase Sapphires card, I was able to discount the prices a lot with my points, and it only ended up being $326. But then health and wellness came in. I wasn't expecting to pay that much for my night guard, but I did, and look, I had $0 budgeted for that. So that just goes to show, for me, it's so much more important to track expenses than it is to budget, because that's where you can kind of do the reflection of, okay, things happen. Like you can't always plan and budget for everything, but you can assess a situation, analyze where your money went, and then moving forward, make decisions based off of that reflection. So I had allocated or budgeted $3,000 for my business income, which is my Google AdSense, how many views I get. And I only got 1235, and this is after taxes. And that's because I wasn't posting as many videos. I wasn't being as consistent, and my views were down from what they were before. So I was used to seeing about $3,000 coming in when I was consistently posting 2 videos per week. And then when I didn't post for like a whole month, it went down quite a bit. So really important, again, for me to see and make note of how much money is actually coming in and how much money I'm actually spending. So now let's look at April. I'm just gonna copy over these income streams into my April budget, just like that. So it looks like now that I changed the percentage money that I invest from my 9-to-5 income into my investment accounts through my work, the amount that I actually get paid has lowered dramatically. So $1,402 is what I can expect to get every single paycheck, unless I work overtime or get bonuses, which is not gonna happen at this point of the year. My business income, now that I'm posting more, I'm hoping to be posting more consistently, like twice a week, let's say $2,000 on the safe side from Google AdSense, and then additional income from like Venmo transactions, splitting groceries and stuff with my boyfriend, things like that. Rent is always $18.50. Wi-Fi is $60 a month. Electricity, well, that's actually in variable expenses, which is usually around $100. Renter's insurance. So for groceries, my goal is to keep it under $400. April, I'm gonna go to Vegas, so realistically it might be like $1,000. Pretty crazy. I need to add health and wellness to this one because I need to see a chiropractor about my back pain, so I don't know how much that's gonna cost. Food delivery, I think I can keep it under $150 because I did that last month. Most of my money really goes to rent and food and eating out and experiences, which to me is always worth it, as well as like health and wellness and self-care. Self-care, I put $100 because I want to try to get a massage, and they cost $100, so like $125 is realistically what I would spend with like a $25 tip. Yeah, so I think this looks pretty good. Now for my monthly wish list, I definitely want to try to buy a Roomba this month if possible. Although it does depend on what I'm gonna do. There's so many decisions to make. I'll discuss that in another video, but I'm just gonna put that on my wish list. And then monthly to-dos, I either need to renew my lease or reject it. April is the month I have to make that decision. So that's gonna be interesting. Stay tuned for that. Take all of the budget part with a grain of salt. With that said, let's get into my favorite part, which are my monthly favorites. So my monthly favorites. So first, if you're not new here, you know that I love Celsius. I don't drink them every single day, but if I do need a boost for a workout, so like 3 times per week pretty much, I will drink one before my workout. And this flavor is so far my favorite. It is the mango passion fruit Celsius. It is so good, y'all. Oh my gosh, so good. There's really not much else that I can say on that besides I highly recommend. This Ilia product is life-changing. First of all, I love their skin tint with SPF 40. I wear it anytime that I want to like look presentable. Today I'm actually not wearing it. I just put on blush and a little bit of like mascara and concealer. But most days when I do have any makeup on, I have this on and it's amazing. It makes my skin so glowy and soft and I love it. Okay, so pretty much I love Ilia products. I also use their mascara, so I'll include that in my favorites because it's all linked on my beauty and skincare on my Amazon storefront, by the way. But I love it. Their mascara is nice. It doesn't flake so much as long as you don't overdo it. Like, don't put too many layers. I just lightly put my mascara on and, you know, get the effect that I want, and it doesn't flake so much. And also I just feel good about using Ilia because they're like cruelty-free, non-toxic, clean beauty, and their products are great and minimal and cute. Okay, this is not sponsored, I just love them. But a new product that I really am loving, and I actually already ordered another tube, is their natural lip wrap reviving balm. It's amazing. It's so hydrating. It leaves your lips just feeling so hydrated and juicy and plump and healthy and rejuvenated. I don't know, all the things that you can think of. Feels so good. I love it so much. It's a little bit pricey, but I would say it's worth it. I've never tried the Laneige lip mask, but I would say it's very much comparable to that, at least from what I've seen people use the Laneige one for. But it's so good. That's pretty much all I can say on that. I also have upped my skincare routine. So 2 of the products that I added to my skincare routine that I've been doing either every day or night. There's actually like a cycling that I've been doing because I started using this product and you have to kind of cycle it in. So anyway, this is a product that I've been using about twice a week recently. It's the CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Serum. I love it. I just noticed doing the routine that I have, including this at night, I've noticed that my pores aren't as exposed. They're still exposed because I know it's going to take more time using this consistently, but I have already noticed such a big difference. Like, my face feels so much more hydrated and clean, and I haven't really been getting any blemishes. I wasn't getting a ton of blemishes before, but I'm getting even less now. Like, sometimes I would get several blemishes here from like hormonal, which I do still get hormonal acne because I'm in my late 20s, and that just tends to happen when you're growing, I guess, because of your hormones. But I'm telling y'all, this has made such a huge difference. And I did a lot of research on it. Like, I was on dermatology TikTok for weeks before making these purchases. So the retinol serum I've been using at night twice a week, and then the one that I've been loving as part of my morning routine is the Vichy Lift Active Vitamin C Serum. It has like brightening and anti-aging properties, and I love it. I just feel like every time I put it on, my skin just feels more fresh and hydrated. I've also been using other products as well, so maybe the combination of them all. But I just feel like, I don't know, I don't notice my like dark circles so much. I do feel like I was getting more dark spots on my skin because they do say that like any skin damage that you had in your early teens start to show in your late 20s, and any skin damage from your late 20s will show in your mid to late 30s. So I felt like some spots were starting to show up and like acne scars. And after using this for the last few weeks, I've noticed just the slightest difference, lightening and just being more hydrated, and my skin feeling like a bit tighter. Again, very slight. Like, I'm never trying to do any false advertising or anything like that, because I do know that things like this, especially with skincare, health and wellness, takes time. But I will say that if I had been using this for a few weeks and noticed no difference, this would not be my favorite product. And or if I had any adverse effects, I would definitely let you guys know. But so far I've been loving it. And last but not least, this product has been a lifesaver for me. And I won't lie, I was 1000% influenced by my girl Whitney Simmons. I love her, have loved her for years, and will continue to love her, probably for the rest of my life. Anyway, she did like a gym girl morning routine and she shared this product and I went and bought it, and it's just changed my life because every time I wash my face, water would just pour down my arms to my elbows and to the ground, and then my feet would get wet and the floor would get wet. It was just a mess. So these are the Wrist Spa Wash Band Microfiber Scrunchies. I'm reading the Amazon name, which as you know has just keywords, but it's like these microfiber wrist scrunchie things. You just put them on before you wash your face and it like catches the water so that it doesn't fall to the ground. If that happens to you, it happened to me, and this has just saved me. And for a pack of 4, it's only like $14, which is really good. So I'll have all of this linked down below if you want to give it a try or just check it out. Never any pressure. These were my favorites. But with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I love you so much, and I hope to see you all in the next video.